Hi Andy. Did you get the response you wanted today after last week's defeat?
In short, no. Certainly not in the first half. But the response that we wanted from half time onwards, I thought was pleasing enough, because I think when you make a good few errors within your game, it can suppress you a little bit. And we was feeling sorry for ourselves a little bit, and the mood wasn't how it should be, but how we got over ourselves and got some tempo back into the game in the second half. Is credit to the lads. I suppose creating a few more opportunities as well, but not finishing them off with the last pass, etc. Is something else that obviously needs cleaning up. But making the inroads in the first place is pleasing enough. But I suppose overall, if you look at where we was, probably not just scoreboard wise, but how we were playing in the first half, to come away with 41-10, you'd think you should be pleased, but pleasing aspects, but we've got to be better, obviously, with the opposition that's coming.
And what was it in the first half that you either were doing wrong or what you weren't doing?
I thought we was, I thought the game was typified by we was defending well, but just well, instead of having a bit of bite. And our defence was the best part of our game, by the way, in that stage. So getting off the line and having real intent in our collisions is something that we need to chase down a little bit more. But as I say, it was the best part of our game. So therefore, the errors that we made, set piece wise or in attack, and the lack of intent onto punching onto the ball, etc. It all accumulated in the mood of the game. I'm in a soundproof box there, but I could tell that the mood was flattish throughout the first half.
And if we could finish on a positive, were you pleased with the bit of punch you got off the bench?
Yeah, and not just the bench, everyone else. Again, that's the pleasing part of the game. They got over themselves and made good inroads into the game, but the bench certainly helped that, especially a couple of young lads. I thought Gus was great as far as his intent, set piece wise, and how he went about his business. So he's a young lad trying to find his way at international level, so that's pleasing. Paddy, his first home game and his second test, 2 pick and goals in quick succession and scoring the tries, pleasing. And then time in the saddle for Tom Clarkson and obviously the performance of Tommy O'Brien getting man of the match there is certainly well deserved. He wasn't a perfect game as far as errors are concerned or whatever, but he had proper intention in his game. He wanted to make things happen, and you could see the hunger in that.
Thanks, Keane.
That flatness that you talk about, it's not the first time when you change up the team that
Yeah.
it hasn't been. How frustrating is that in terms of guys maybe not taking?
Yeah, I know. And what do? You 100% have to roll the dice a little bit to give people opportunities and find the feet and compete and stuff like that. It's very easy, isn't it, to pick your best 23 or whatever, but that wouldn't serve us any good down the line. So over the course of 2 games, most people have had a shot at it now, and we need to get over ourselves a little bit and start knuckling down for what's coming ahead, because obviously the opposition gets bigger and stronger.
What's your sense of what's going on with the line-out struggling?
Look, I'm not bothered. I'm not worried about it. Of course, I'm bothered, but I'm not worried about it. The people that are in charge, coaching-wise, are top draw, top class. The lads who are involved in leading it are exactly the same as well. From what I saw, there was good calling. Some people got their calls wrong. That's individual stuff. One overthrow, but they didn't panic. They didn't panic and found a way second half, and that's why it was certainly pleasing. Putting Ryan into the second row there, bit of change for obviously for Caelan, etc. They found a way, and it was pretty good in the second half. Obviously, Gus was 100% with his liners, so that's pretty pleasing.
Thanks, Tom. And
Hi.
Just a question, your thoughts on Tom Farrell's performance on that most of the game?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Tom
Lindsay?
Tom Farrell's performance most of the day.
Yeah, no, absolutely delighted for him. We've just done the presentation behind closed doors there with the players, and he spoke about his journey, and it's a fantastic journey, isn't it? I mean, 6 years ago, when he came in, it was a shadow of himself that he is today. The progression that we've seen, and this time around coming in and hitting the ground running and backing himself and showing everyone that he belongs has been evident for everyone to see, and he's certainly used his time differently because of the experience that he's gained as a player over those 6 years. So what a story it is.
Susanna?
Caelan, obviously your first start back in the Viva in a while. Difficult game, but you had one of the more positive performances. Were you happy out there? Did it feel good to be back?
Definitely good to be back. Obviously got a taster off the bench last week. Through the whole rehab period, I was targeting that game, and so it was, on a personal note, it was nice to get back, obviously despite the result, but being back here in front of home fans in the Aviva is always special. It was mixed personally, and as Faz has alluded to as well, from a team performance, first half in particular, a little bit scrappy. Lungs, personally, I could feel it at times, definitely, but happy to get through the first 80 minutes, definitely.
Was it a hard game to lead out there?
I felt we went inward a little bit in the first half. There was kind of quite a few examples of us forcing things, and that's probably the challenge when there are quite a few changes. There's an eagerness to kind of stamp yourself on the game individually, and as a result, we were probably a little bit desperate at times. They played quick and with tempo, a few kind of fast throw-ins, and as a result, ball and play was time, and it was hard to kind of get ourselves back to neutral. But like Faz said, proper reset at half time, and it was much better. Thought the bench had a lot of energy and kind of galvanised us, and in contrast to how we finished last week, it was definitely way more pleasing.
And Andy, just on that bench, Sam obviously came in a lot earlier than last week. Was that a reflection of how the game was going, or was it also just you hadn't had a chance to see him there as much?
No, not really. Just getting him good game time, obviously, is pretty important as well. He did well. His brother did well as well. Came on and made a difference, stole the ball straight away in his first touch. So there's some nice intent there.
Thanks, Pat.
Andy, what's the story with Jamie Osborne? He looked in a bad way. He seemed right at the time. As well.
Doesn't look good. Poor lad. You could see why. By the way, he was holding his arm. I thought he might have broke something, but his shoulder. We think that he was out of place and back in place now. But to know that for sure, we'll have to obviously get a look at that.
And then just, you made a change early enough in the game as well, but changing around the back line and talk about dropping Ryan into second row as well. Is that something that maybe you might see a little bit more of, like the likes of Caelan kind of switching around to open side as well every now and then?
He's obviously played there for us a few times, and he's obviously a very good option there. So having a look at a few different options that might happen down the track is always important.
Okay, thanks. Last question, live section.
Yeah. Andy, could I just ask about the Ulster contingent? I got a chance there today. Timney and Stockdale. Could you assess their performance?
Yeah, I thought Nick played really well. Obviously, he looked sharp there for the try, but he'd done a lot of work. Certainly off the ball, that was pretty pleasing for us. So he could be pleased with himself. And Jacob, obviously, he was a little bit gutted, obviously, with the yellow card, but I thought he was back to try and be himself in that second half there. Although, we didn't manage to get him over through the last pass or whatever. He seemed more in a determined mood, so he'd be pleased with part of that.
Sorry, William, did you have a question?
Yeah, just a quick one, Andy. How difficult is it to get it into players' heads when they probably think we're going to win this game anyway,
I understand what you mean, but I don't think we have players in that frame of mind anyway. But I understand what you mean, because the expectation from the outside is that you win these games and you should win them well. But whatever you're right in saying, Caelan, the lads wouldn't think like that in the first place.
And how important was half time then to sort of just?
It's always nice to reset and yeah, again, address the elephant in the room, stop feeling sorry for ourselves and draw a line under that. It's gone now. What can we do about it? We can learn, yes, but have more intention with how we play the game, and I thought we did that pretty well.